All right, guys, so now I'm gonna show you the tools that you guys need, the essential tools you guys need to start your paint projects. Hey guys, Rolando from ReveMoto. I think you guys recognize me for those great viral videos on how to install that F-150 side view mirror, or that phenomenal video about how to install that rear bumper on that 2010 Toyota Corolla. But hey, today we're gonna start a different series on how to paint. You guys asked for it and we're gonna give it to you guys. All right guys, so if you guys are new to my channel, here at ReveMoto, we sell pre-paint auto body parts. So it's pre-painted, color match your vehicle, and we ship it straight to your door. So with the extensive years of experience that I have in painting, I want to show you guys from beginning to becoming an expert how to paint. All right guys, so these are going to be the essential things you guys need to start prepping parts on the sandpaper side. All right, so for us, we use 320 grit on a sticky pad like that one. We have a 180. So these more abrasive ones right here is going to be for those more intricate dents or scratches. So we're gonna sand it down a lot faster with these 180 or 320 grits. And then those the sandpapers I'm gonna show you right now is a little bit finer, and these are gonna be like just like your minor scuffing of like debris on parts. So you're gonna need 400 grit. We have 600 grit. These are both paper, and the one I'm gonna show you right here, it's gonna be a tri-sack. So basically it has that Velcro backing to it. But the difference between the 400 and the 600 on this one right here is that it's more flexible, you see? So you can use this on bumpers or anything that has a lot more curves to it. Versus this one right here, so you guys can see it's kind of flat. And if you guys actually feel this one, it's it doesn't really bend that well. So because it gets stuck in, it's just like paper, it kind of gets like that that point right there where it's a little bit harder to maneuver through like those curves or little crevices. So that's why you always want two of these same things. And then we're gonna use the blocks. So blocks are used for making sure you're evening out like the sand scratches, or you're not contouring the area that you kind of fixed with your hands. So you always want something flat like this. So this is a block, and these blocks is used by these sandpaper right here, and they have teeth basically right there. So you just put it in there, press down on it, and it'll grab. Same thing on the other side. So you guys can see, now it's grabbing, and just go ahead and sand down with this thing. Then you guys have something like this. So something circular like this is gonna be ideal also, because you're gonna have like those curves, you know, that you wanna get into. So you can't use this block right here because it's flat. So it doesn't contour to those curved areas. And this block right here is from Duralast. So it comes with like a couple of them. There's like small ones, circular. Then there's like blocks like this one. And then blocks like this one. So you utilize them in different areas. But for this one right here, it's gonna be used for curved areas. And you gotta get one of these sticky ones, see? With the sticky ones, they actually go onto these blocks and they stick down like that. So then you can go ahead and contour the area you want and make it even. Same thing on this one right here. It acts just like this one, but as you guys can see, the sandpaper doesn't have any stickiness to it. That's why this one right here has the teeth, so it grabs the sandpaper. But if you guys have one of these, just stick it on there, okay? Same thing on this one right here. This one's just like a flat Durablock, so it's flat, and you it's a little bit harder to grasp because it doesn't have like that big wide area right here, but it still does the job. I mean, I like this one. I prefer this one a lot more. All right, so we got the blocks, and we also have like different variations of these blocks, you know. So this one also has a Velcro. This one's by Big Kid Blocks. This one's pretty unique also because I think it utilizes this tool. No, actually, so it has a Velcro and a sticky. This one's not long enough, but you guys can see sticks onto the back and you can sand down. But the unique thing about this one right here, it has a like this cylinder looking thing, and it kind of helps you grab it. So I like this one a lot better than all of these actually. All right guys, so I know I went through a lot of things on this side with the sandpaper and the blocks, but if you guys go to this video right here, we're gonna show you guys actually how to use and utilize these different types of sandpaper, okay? Let's go ahead and get on this side right here. It's gonna be tape, essential tapes you guys need. You're gonna need this masking tape right here. It's yellow. This one's gonna be a fine line tape. So basically whenever you guys doing those two-tone colors, or if it's gonna be like a difference between a painted portion and a non-painted portion, and you wanna make a clean line, use one of these. Then we got a X-Acto blade, or you can have a razor blade, and that's just to cut like fine lines with these tape. Then over here, I got a squirt bottle. It's gonna be with it's like one drop of like Dawn soap and filled it up with water right there. This one helps me wet sand basically, and I can show you guys a technique on that one also. Over here is gonna be glue gun. So glue gun, you gotta be careful with this one right here, because if you don't clean it off really well, it's gonna cause chemical reaction on your paint side. But we use this because our vendors or the OEM providers have like stickers that tell you what brand it is and where it's manufactured from. You wanna take that sticker off, and it's sometimes a lot harder, and there's like residue that sticks on the panel. Use glue gun to take that off. All right, so on this side right here, it's gonna be your putty. So it's gonna be glaze putty, and there's also Bondo. So we don't utilize Bondo here because that's for major body work and stuff like that. But Bondo is another it's another agent that kind of fixes major repairs. We use putty because we're just fixing like small little dents, small little scratches here and there. So with the putty or the metal glaze from Evercoat, we use the base of it and then a hardener on it. And then we got different sizes of spatulas or scrapers. So basically these things right here, we utilize them to spread the metal glaze onto the affected area. All right, so one thing that's not on the table is actually very important, is a mask. So let me go get that for you guys. All right, so this is very important. You gotta wear a mask, because whenever you're sanding down, there's gonna be little particles that come off of these parts. And those particles are called E-coat, or just from sanding down this thing. You don't wanna breathe that in. So basically you get this N95, N95 respirator mask from 3M, or any brand works too. I think nowadays with COVID, we're kind of familiar with these respirators, okay? So utilize this to making sure you don't breathe in all that toxic elements off of these E-coats or this putty right here. All right, so you guys can see my hand right here is dirty already from just touching these things. Well, so you don't have to wash your hands so many times, use gloves. Gloves are so essential for me, because basically whenever you use the sandpaper and stuff like that, your hand gets all rough and all that stuff. And last but not least, you're gonna need that primer, all right? So primer is a bonding agent. So whenever you break through like the E-coat, you're gonna need to primer it. Because if you don't primer it, then you're gonna have like reactions, or the paint won't stick to the actual panel. And also you need primer whenever you're using one of these things, you know? If it's a large enough area, like a dime size, I always tell my guys, if it's a dime size is more, primer it, okay? So there's two different types of primer we use. This primer right here is for like little small areas, It's just a spray can, like that. And then we have one on a gun, so whenever it's a bigger area, okay? So this is the essential things that you guys need. If you guys have any questions about any of these items right here, comment down below. All right, guys, so if you're opening up a shop and you're trying to get into the profession of like painting, you're gonna need all this stuff, okay? But if you were like me back in the days where I was just doing like small little panels for my mom and dad, well, the only things that I usually used was a block like this. I only actually used like 600 and 400 to sand down some of the stuff that I needed to scuff up. And then what else did I need? And tape, this yellow tape, because I wanted to mask off like a couple areas here and there on the part that I didn't want to paint. But yeah, so for simplicity wise, you're gonna need yellow tape, a block, 400 grit and 600 grit if you're just those weekend warriors, okay? All right, guys, I know this is a lot of information right here, but it's okay because we're gonna make a lot of videos to making sure like you guys understand how to use all these materials. But go ahead and subscribe to our channel so you guys can follow along. All right, guys, so the essential things that you guys need to start off painting. First and foremost, always have a face mask, okay? So there you go. You don't want to breathe in any of these toxic chemicals inside these paint cans. Like I think they call it VOCs. Forgot the acronyms or whatever is in acronyms, but basically it's bad things, okay? You don't want to breathe any of those particles inside your nostrils or inside your body because that causes cancer and a lot of like birth defects. So always wear face masks. And those face masks comes in one of these, 3M, the best one. Then one thing that I regretted not wearing when I first started, but I started wearing it from then on, a paint suit. You gotta wear a paint suit because like you got pores all over your body and in your neck. And whenever like those, whenever you're spraying and it falls on you, it's gonna be consumed by your body, okay? So you don't wanna do that either. So you gotta wear this paint suit. Let me show you guys how to wear it. Pretty easy. If you know how to put on your pants, you know how to put on a paint suit. It's gonna get hot in this paint suit, but trust me, you're gonna get used to it and you're gonna appreciate wearing this paint suit. So zip it up, and then this thing right here, usually you don't wear a hat. Or wear like that, all right? You're like a little astronaut. And hopefully I don't have to say this, but sometimes common sense, not common sense to other people. Don't wear flip-flops inside the paint booth or where you're painting, okay? Closed-toed shoes all the time. All right, let me take this off. The other thing that you guys gonna need or utilize is gonna be gloves, okay? So any non-powdery gloves, you're gonna need that. So protect your hands from paint, basically. And also, you don't wanna touch any of the parts with your bare hands because your hands has oils, and oil is very bad for paint, okay? Chemical reactions all the time. The other thing would be, let's see here, tack cloths, all right? So what are tack cloths? They're like these things. Let me see if I have one that's already used. All right. So this one's already kind of worn out, but tack cloths, okay? So you're gonna slide this onto the parts that you're painting so you can get rid of all those little fabrics or those little lint and stuff like that that goes onto those onto those parts. All right, so that's gonna give you a clean panel. All right, so now we're gonna get to the tools, the fun stuff basically. So we're gonna have a paint gun. Well, this is my beginner paint gun right here, okay guys? You don't gotta go too expensive, but get something that you're comfortable with. It's within your price range. Once you guys become an expert, I'm gonna show you guys where you guys are gonna end up at, okay? So an HVLP paint gun, high volume, low pressure. That's what you guys are gonna use, okay? That's a new type of gun. Well, it's been used for a long time, but the old schoolers, they use like the siphon ones, where it's like a big one, and it's like, you can't turn it upside down. You can only utilize the top motion, okay? So HVLP, that's the way to go. And then of course, you guys gonna need a surface cleaner right here, okay? This is gonna take away all those contaminants on those panels, make it clean, and ready for you guys to spray and have those have a very clean paint job basically. Okay. Second thing, you're gonna need this towel right here, a blue towel. Okay. Don't use the white towel that you guys are used to at home. Don't use that because that has fabrics or little lengths on it. Okay. You want something blue like this one, or a microfiber towel. This one right here, you know, save the environment. You can reuse this one and wash it again. This one right here to wipe off the surface cleaner. Okay. All right. And then paint, of course. When you guys starting off, you guys are gonna buy paint, the color that you guys need to paint that part. Okay. It comes in containers like this. All right. You gotta get that local body at the local paint shop. All right. So you guys need this cup also, where you're gonna pour that paint inside of it, and then you're gonna attach it to your gun. Okay. So your gun usually comes with its own. It's like a aluminum can on it, so you guys can use that also. Okay. And then you guys gonna need a cleaning kit. So basically, a cleaning kit right here. We also have a video up here that's gonna show you guys how to clean your gun properly. Okay. So again, cleaning kit. Keep those guns clean, okay? All right, so those are the basics, okay? So when you're watching this video, we're gonna start off from the basics, from the beginner level all the way to the expert. Once you guys become an expert, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna use better guns, okay? You're gonna have one of these guns, okay? Don't start off with one of these unless you're rich and you got all that money in your pocket, okay? This is a $1,000 gun right here. Once you get used to painting, you guys start buying better and better guns, you're gonna appreciate these guns even more. So for me, as a beginner, I like to start off with something cheap like this, okay? So I know exactly the difference. So I can appreciate a gun like this one right here. This one's gonna be a SATA, top of the line gun right here. Also HVLP or RP. RP is another type of gun, but start off with HVLP, okay? This one is a digital one right here. It makes your life so much better. But if you don't know how to use it, you're not gonna know how this thing actually changes your life. Okay, that's one right there. And then once you guys get to high volume and you're actually painting daily and within every hour, you're gonna have to use a different type of mask. Okay, so over here, all right. So this is what we utilize here. Okay. So since we paint so much, we want to protect our body, we want to protect our lungs from all those toxic elements inside those paint. So we wear one of these things. It presses down, it actually puts fresh air into our system. So we're not breathing in those toxic chemicals. Okay, so this is going to be the next level up. This one right here, I think our shop spent almost, without the air compressor, I'd say like $6,000 just for all this. So next thing, instead of buying your paint from the local body shop, the local paint shop, you're gonna start utilizing one of these. This is called a paint bank. Okay, the bank has different toners where you can mix up any color you want. I think there's like almost 1 million colors that we can mix out. So once you get to this level, which you will be if you keep watching this video, you guys are gonna get to this level right here where you guys mix your own paint, okay? And then, let's see. Oh yeah, that's about it. All right guys, so since I already showed you guys all the materials you guys need to learn how to paint and prep, follow us on our next video so we can go ahead and put those tools into use and let's start prepping our parts. Hey guys, I do want to thank you again for watching our great videos. If you guys need any parts for your vehicle, the ones that you guys see in our videos, or anything else, go to ReveMoto.com, your pre-painted auto body parts source. We sell bumpers, taillights, headlights, touch-up bottles, everything that you need for your vehicle. Go to ReveMoto.com, your pre-painted and accessories parts store. Also, go ahead and like, subscribe, and turn on your push notification for more great videos like this one. Thank you.